Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another interesting beer review and another Hellas from Bavaria. This one from Brauerei Mittenwald, located in the town Mittenwald at the Alps in Garmisch-Partenkirchen land in Oberbayern. Founded 1808, they get 22 employees, so quite small brewery. Giving a really nice impression though when I've been visiting their website, doing my research about it. They do have the normal German beer styles, export, Helles, Pils, Dunkel, Bock, and so on. This is, as I said, their Helles, which looks like this, and it comes in the tall bottle shape, not the thick bottle shape, which often is used by brewers in this area, but the tall bottle. And here's the cap as well. Mittenwald is the name of the brewery and the town from where the brewery is coming. I'm going to give you some information about this brewery to begin with, of course. The Mittenwald Brewery is a private brewery in Mittenwald in Upper Bavaria with an annual output of 17,000 hectoliters of beer and 5,000 hectoliters of non-alcoholic beverages. On August 2nd, 1808, merchant Johann Jochner, as well as the Royal Bavarian Post Office and landlord Thomas Knilling, received the license to produce beer. Around 1820, the first brewery was completed, called the Brewery for the Post Office. It was located on today's back building of the Hotel Post. In 1835, a beer cellar was built on the Kofel Slopes location, and in 1840, one at the foot of the Castle Hill. On January 9, 1864, the then owner Roshild Reindl died, and the brewery inherited her nephew Johann Baptist Neuner, whose family she has been since. On September 30, 1891, a large part of the brewery was destroyed by fire. The production was then temporarily moved to the Burgberg cellar. The following year, the construction of a new storage cellar, Post cellar, began, with which at that time was still outside the village. In 1898, the new brewery, including ice cellar, was built directly behind the Post cellar. Before the new building was inaugurated on April 8, 1903, Johann Baptist Neuner died, and his son Johann Neuner took over the business. The brewing water came from 1830 via a wooden pipe from the brewery's own source on Lautersee. The pipe was supplemented in 1898 by a cast iron pipe. A turbine for power generation was also driven by the water until the switch to three-phase alternating current from the outside followed between 1946 and 1950. Until 1921, heat was only produced by wood fires, and from then on with coal. In 1965, the switch to light oil followed. In 1992 to natural gas. Until 1935, the harvested ice from the Lautersee was sufficient for cooling. Then a Linde ammonia compressor with a diesel engine was purchased, which was replaced in 1964 by two electricity compressors. There was a malt house of its own until 1963. The bottling plant was installed in 1964 and was replaced in 2005 by a new fully aromatic one. The renovation of the Post cellar and the new brewhouse began in 2013. The Post cellar was reopened at the end of 2014, and the new brewhouse was inaugurated on January 26, 2016. Previously, in April 2015, the then managing director Matthias Neuner died. His wife Marion took over the management of the brewery, and their children Katharina and Christoph became co-partners. The brewery is a member of Brauerei, a cooperation company of private breweries from Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. The brewery produces the following bottlings all year round: Hell, Export, Pils, Dunkel, Radler, Vollbier Hell, and Bergpils. The following bottlings are made seasonally: Märzen from May to October, Hellerbock from April to September, Dunklerbock from February to May, Weihnachtsbock, which is a dunkel from November to January. All beers are bottom fermented. In addition, there is an annually changing beer specialty. The motto of the Neunow family, which took over the brewery in 1864, has always remained the same for 5 generations. Regionally means freshness, variety of taste, and first quality. When selecting raw materials, the highest quality from local regions has always been used. The finest hop varieties from Hallertau and malt from Upper Bavaria give the individual beers their specific character, and the water, even today, the excellent brewing water comes from the Stell on Lautersee, a source of its own that has been used since 1830 and continues to provide an important component for the very personal note of the Mittenwald beer specialties. Today, the Mittenwald brewery presents itself as a medium-sized company equipped for the future both in production and in sales and administration. What has remained is a penchant for tradition in the time-consuming production of high-quality beer specialties and the consistent implementation of a tasting brewing concept. Each brew is fermented individually, fermented and stored for an average of 6 to 12 weeks in order to develop its own personal touch. All started with the highest rescript of August 2nd, 1808. Johann Jochner, tradesman, and Thomas Knilling, königlicher bayerischer Posthalter and host to Mittenwald, received the permission to produce beer according to the concession certificate. Since that time, countless hectoliters of the tasty Mittenwald beers have flowed through thirsty throats. As a daily thirst quencher, Hell, Pils, Dunkel or Export are recommended and Malzen on summer festivals. For special occasions, you should try our Bock beers, Dunkler Bock, Weihnachtsbock or Heller Bock. If you prefer less alcohol, take a Radler. And if half a liter is too much, Hell and Pils are also available in 0.33 liter bottles. Our wheat beer, Verdens Pfälzer Weisse, is also the dark and lighter version. Round off the variety of beer. Our lemonades are made of high quality raw materials. And some longer history about this brewery. First brewery building around 1890. This is from their website with pictures on it. In 1808, Johann Jochner, Handelsmann, and Thomas Knilling, königlich bayerischer Posthalter and Wirt zu Mittenwald, received permission to produce beer according to the highest rescript from August 2nd. The turmoil of war at the time Bavaria and French fought against Tyrol prevented the immediate construction of a brewery. It was not until 1820 that Thomas Knilling's son-in-law Anton Reindl was able to complete the construction of the Mittenwald brewery, then known as the Brewery for the Post Office, on today's rear building of the Hotel Post. Summer cellar Hüssele Mühle at the Kofelhangen, 1892. In order to be able to brew beer even in summer, so-called Märzen or summer cellars were built on the Kofelhangen 1835 opposite today's Tonewood sawmill Kreutzer, and at the foot of the Burgberg 1840, today's Innsbrucker Straße 40. New brewery building 1902. In 1898, the construction of the new brewery began directly behind the Postkeller. It was the first brick building in Mittenwald. All building materials, machines and equipment are brought from Partenkirchen to Mittenwald by horse-drawn vehicles. The first brew on April 8, 1903 inaugurates the new brewery. Johann Baptist Neunow did not experience this inauguration anymore. He died on November 19, 1902. From now on, his son Johann Neunow took over the Mittenwald brewery. Cutting out the ice blocks at Lautersee around 1912, large blocks of natural ice were cut out of their own Lautersee and Schmalensee waters in winter and stored in these cellars. This allowed the brewing season to be extended until early summer. The Neunow family, approximately 1897, Johann Baptist Neunow and son Johann Neunow II. Rosa Reindl, the widow of the brewery owner Anton Reindl at the time also survived her son and left all of her possessions to her nephew Johann Baptist Neuno after her death in 1864. Since that day, January 9, 1864, the brewery has been owned by the Neuno family. Construction of the Postkeller, 1892. On September 30, 1891, a large fire destroyed a large part of the brewery building behind the Hotel Post. The brewery is temporarily relocated to the Burgberg cellar, still called at the Altes Bräuhaus today. 1892, the 2-year construction of a new storage cellar, the so-called Postkeller, which was then a summer cellar of the brewery, began on a 20,000 square meter site on Innsbrucker Strasse, practically on the greenfield Zur Post, with an inn and beer garden. Aerial view of the brewery in 1955. For the water supply, the wooden pipeline, which has existed since 1830, is redesigned in 1898, and the cast iron pipeline is built from the source, still on Lake Lautersee, to the newly built brewery, with a length of 1,750 meters and a height difference of 110 meters, laid through the gorge-like terrain of Leintal. This means a technical feat at that time. In addition to the supply of brewing water and processed water, a 6 HP turbine is also operated, which drives the brewery machines by means of transmission and fills the batteries for power supply with an aggregate at night. From 1946 to 1950, the switch from direct current to three-phase current and thus to external current took place. Gusset tests in the fermentation cellar CA 1975, up to 900, the basements already mentioned are sufficient for cooling. An addition 1200 CBM ice cellar will be installed for the new brewery building. From 1935, a Linde ammonia compressor with a diesel engine was used for cooling, and since 1964, 2 external current compressors with an annual output of 10,000 or 30,000 kcal. Refrigerated ship 1974. Until 1921, the heating requirement was met exclusively by wood firing. Then there is coal from Upper Bavaria. From 1965, the entire energy requirement was covered with light oil, and since 1992 with natural gas. In order to save energy, the large cooling ship with Bergesela was replaced in 1978 by a plate cooler, which today uses heat recovery to cover a large part of the brewery's hot water requirements. Beer tasting in the brewhouse 1967. When choosing raw materials, you always rely on highest quality from local regions. The barley comes from Munich area until its own malting plant was shut down in 1963. Only the finest hops from Hallertau have always been used. The malt is now sourced from commercial malting plants in the Upper Bavarian region. Filling with lemonade bottles around 1975. In 1929, the brewery also started producing alcohol-free drinks. In addition to the classic lemonades, water has also been bottled and since 2007. In 2017, the Hopfala Mittenwald hop lemonade will be added to the range. 1950 and 1966. Until 1934, beer was delivered exclusively by horse and ox wagons. The last horse leaves the brewery Crystal in 1965. The first truck, a Hansa Lloyd, goes into operation in 1935. Today there is a modern fleet of vehicles with which the local gastronomy, and thanks to home service also private households, are supplied directly. The numerous huts in the Alpenwelt, Karwendel and in the Zugspitz and Wetterstein mountains are also supplied with suitable vehicles. Cask bottling 2008. In 1981, in order to meet the constantly growing quality requirements, barrel filling was changed from aluminium to KEG, stainless steel barrel containers. This KEG filling system was replaced again in 2011. The old wooden and aluminium barrels are finally set into well-deserved retirement. In addition, a modern filtration system and 4 stainless steel pressure tanks at 150 hectoliters from Gresse were installed in 1994. Installation of new bottling plant in 1964 and 2005. For the same reasons, the old bottling plant from 1964 had given way to a machine park that meets today's requirements. The construction work in the old building was enormous, and a new CIP system for fully automatic cleaning of the pipes and tanks, a new CO2 tank for on 6,000 kilograms, and a low pressure steam boiler redesigned for new machine capacity, Visman 460 kW, 700 kilograms H installed. A new premix system for the production of non-alcoholic beverages and the option of filling bottles with screw caps now complete this major conversion. New brewhouse 2016. The renovation of the post cellar and the new brewhouse began in 2013. The post cellar can now be reopened on November 26, 2014. The brewhouse, newly built by Christoph Neuner, will be inaugurated on January 26, 2016. Like 2 generations before, his father Matthias Neuner unfortunately did not see the brewhouse completed. Matthias died on April 21, 2015. Shareholder 2017. After the death of Matthias Neuner, son Christoph and the daughter Katharina, 5th generation, together with Marion Neuner, which is their mother, take over the Mittenwald brewery as new partners. That's about this history of this brewery, and about this specific one, the Helles. It's possible to read the following on their website. Mild and spicy, brewed with traditional craftsmanship from native barley and selected aroma hops. Served at around 8 degrees Celsius, our Hell develops its distinctive aroma the best. Bottom fermented, year-round colors 5 EBC, bitterness 15 EBU, alcohol content 4.9 volume percent. Ingredients: water, barley malt, hops. Taste: round, malty, soft, slight bitterness. Goes well with fried poultry dishes, light salads, mild cheese, and fruity desserts. That's about this beer. Over to the tasting part finally. One look of the label, you see that it looks beautiful just at the foot of the Alps where this brewery is located. That's honest, that it's just at the Alps. You can check that out on the brewer's website also as well. Here's the back label. Of course, I'm gonna read the text right there. Mittenwalder Bierspezialität, Brauerei Mittenwald Hell. Privatbrauerei seit 1808. Hell. 4.9 volume alcohol. Zutaten: Wasser, Gerste, Malz, Hopfen. Kühl- und Dunkellagern. Gebraut nach dem bayerischen Reinheitsgebot von 1516 aus Gebirgswasser und ausgesuchten heimischen Rohstoffen. Brauerei Mittenwald, located in Mittenwald, Germany. That's what it says here on the bottle. 4.9% ABV, as I mentioned. You see the Bavarian flag right here also. And all in all, gives a really nice impression. This always right time for Bavarian Helles, as I used to say. This is typical Bavarian Helles, I guess this is gonna be. So let's open this one up. Well, let's look at the label. Beautiful located brewery this. So high expectations of it. Let's open this one up. And pour it up. Looks really nice, I think. See that it has a big white compact foam, just the way you want it. And really nice with its compact white foam and rises up above the edge of the glass. This is the way you want it. And also, you see all the small bubbles right here, hopefully. Which is not typical for the pale lagers. Put this one right here. Meanwhile, and let's study the color. Beautiful with a white crown that rises up above the edge of the glass, Bavarian style. I call it color-wise quite very pale, but not very easy to see through. Many small bubbles though. This is looking really nice in my opinion. And you see the compact white crown doesn't disappear, which is a quality sign. Always important to keep that all the way through. Keeps the right taste in the glass, as I always used to say. Let's put this one right here, and let's get the aroma, which is really fresh. South Bavarian Helles, really fresh and nice. Of course, high quality. That's easy to feel. Hallertau hops, malt, water from the Lake Lautos. A great balance between the ingredients. High quality raw materials and great brewing process, of course, from this traditional brewery founded 1808. I just have to try it. Always right time for a Bavarian Helles. So let's taste it. Prost, the Mittenwald Hell. It's really nice. Fantastic freshness of the flavor. Really reminds me of Bavaria. I hope I can go back there quite soon again when the borders are open again. Beautiful nature in this. This is the absolute border to Austria. It's not possible to come more south in Germany than this. Really beautiful Garmisch-Partenkirchen is the region in Oberbayern, which is the absolute most southern part of beautiful Bavaria. Fantastic flavor. As you can see, still the white crown is not disappearing, which is a quality sign. Really great. Yeah, what more to say? The freshness of this Helles is really great. It's a great Bavarian Helles, great example of the style. The logo and the colors of the label wasn't maybe the funniest, but still it's a really great brewery. A really great Helles. This is the only beer that I'm having from this brewery, but I really want to try their other ones. This is a great Helles, so please try this one if it's possible for you to find. I really recommend it. Really nice taste of it. Yeah, I think that's it for now. As I used to say, hope you continue to follow my channel for more interesting beer reviews. And hope I see you again in next German beer review.